You know, Music and Words Unite is only possible because of viewers and supporters like you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Mark cry. And it's like, you know, it's kind of finding his mojo. Yeah.
And then this part, every time, we'll never get old. It says it. Rick Wakeman is an absolute animal on keyboards.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I am your co-host Troy, and with me I have my friend and co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hey.
And today we are going to be doing a track-by-track album review reaction / podcast about this album right here, Close to the Edge by Yes. Now, believe it or not, this was my first time actually sitting down to listen to this album in full. Thanks to Mark. He recommended I check this album out.
It's psychotic that you've never heard this album before.
And yeah, Mark. So this is the first Yes episode, I think. As you know, my favorite band is Dream Theater. And I think it was John Petrucci who said that he feels like they're more like if people ask them what their sound is, more like a modern day Yes. So that was from like his perspective. So he must be heavily influenced by Yes, actually. And there's parts in this album I can tell. We'll get to it when we get to it, but yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, this kind of sounds like this Dream Theater song. So anyway, but anyway, Mark. So I'm excited that you wanted me to listen to this, and so let's get to this album. If you're new here, welcome. What we do is one of us or both of us hasn't listened to the album before. In this case, it's only me. I go listen to it, usually on vinyl if I have it, take notes, and listen to it multiple times. In this case, I've listened to this album 6 times, taken notes, and I'm prepared to talk about. We're going to play clips from the songs, talk about it. So it's a little bit of my reaction, review, and podcast. All right, so here we go. The first song is Close to the Edge, and I do appreciate that this, I don't know, the song is like 18, 20 minutes or so. I love that the album starts off with like an 18-minute song. I do appreciate that. So as a prog fan, like why not, right? So this is an 18-minute song. I'm not gonna play the whole song, but I'm gonna play a few key clips. And Mark, of course, if you want me to play other clips, go ahead. So the first clip I'm gonna play is about 6 minutes into the song when it gets to one of the main verse grooves to kind of give you a sense, if you've never heard this album, what it kind of sounds like when it gets into more of a straight ahead verse. And yeah, so here we go. Here's a clip of that.
Just by the river, seasons will pass you by. I get up, I get down. Now that it's all over and done, now that you're fine, now that you're home. My eyes convince eclipse with the younger moon and tangled love. It changes almost strain and makes clear matter from above. I crucify my hate and held the world within my hand. The human time is logic for the reasons we don't understand. Sad parents claim the beach is standing still for all to see. As on the movers took approach to overlook the
It's like
sea.
a couple things. I'm going to play a couple clips real quick. I think this groove is in 6/8. You know, I'm a big fan of that, I think, when I was listening to it. I'm a big fan of that time signature. It's like a very classic prog time signature.
Yeah.
And yeah, this groove is just like ridiculous, man. Like the bass, the drums.
Dude, Chris
you know,
Squire is a legend, man. He's
I
such a
mean,
great bassist.
the drumming, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the drummer of the 80s King Crimson, right?
Bill Bruford himself.
Yes, that's what I thought. When I saw the name, I'm like, oh, this is like...
The lineup on this album is like, by prog standards, is insane. So
Oh, yeah. It's like an all-star lineup of musicians and singers and
right.
and you can tell, it sounds like a super group, but it's just a band, you know what I mean? It's like, this is the band, you know.
Yeah.
That's maybe, you know, that's what a lot of people for a long time thought about Dream Theater, right? It's like this mashing of all these amazing musicians together, you know what I mean? That might be in other groups if you put them together. And I hear that on this group, you know what I mean? It's like incredible musicianship, of course. Yeah, this is my first, like, when I put this vinyl on, by the way, this vinyl sounds really freaking good, man. I mean, it is very good. I have just a regular repress of it, nothing special. You know, sounds awesome. So that's shout out to that. This song, though, Mark, yeah, I have a few timestamps I'm going to play. Another one is around 5:40.
Leave the station only to find out the master's name. Down at the edge, round by the corner, close to the edge, just by the river. Seasons will pass you by. I get up, I get down. Now that it's all over and done, now that you find, now
All right.
that you're home.
Now I have another timestamp for you, Mark. And this one, I want you to remember when we listened to, and I shit you not, Mark. This is the first thing that came when I heard this. When we did that Grassroots album, right? Listen to this, and tell me this doesn't kind of sound like what Grassroots sounds like production-wise. Listen to this shit.
Sudden cold shouldn't take away
It's coming up, the instrumental part.
memory. All in all, the journey takes you all the way. As apart from any reality that you ever see.
Do you hear it? It kind of has
Oh, yeah.
that- yeah.
Troy, I'm telling you right now, I
Yeah.
guarantee you that
Yeah.
Peanut is a fan of Chris Squire.
Okay, yeah.
I would bet almost anything I have.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, it kind of sounds like a lot of this Grassroots sound. But anyway, that part is really cool. I have another timestamp. Well, first of all, I want to talk about, I really got into this song when I started reading the lyrics and trying to find out, like, okay, what are the different interpretations of the lyrics that people were having.
I want to just say something before you get into that. It's
Yeah.
like, John Anderson's lyrics are very, like, extremely ambiguous, I would say. They have a tint of, like, religious, like, facsimile as well.
Yeah, sure.
That I've seen on every album that he writes lyrics to. And I think that turns a lot of people off too when they read them, because, like, I mean, I don't really know what you're supposed to make from these lyrics, honestly. Like, there's many different ways you could go, but over time, I've kind of, like, strayed away from paying attention to the lyrics just because they're just, like, so absurd, I would say, for lack of a better word. But
what's funny is I totally did a different reading on the lyrics. That's interesting.
I love John Anderson's vocals. Like, I love his voice.
Yeah.
But, like, his lyrics never stuck with me. Stuck with me. So.
The rest of the album, actually, no. I like the lyrics to the second song too. I like the lyrics to this song, man. Yes, they're very poetic. They're very metaphorical. They're very ambiguous. I understand. But part of being ambiguous is you get to interpret it your own way. So you get to kind of, he makes it, what I like about it is he makes it so you can kind of interpret it however you want. You know what I mean? So, like, you can put your own spin on it because it's not super spelled out. And what I got out of this song, and it's relevant to a clip I'm going to play, basically. What I got out of this song is it seems to be talking about someone going through turmoil in life, and as represented by the beginning of the song. The beginning of the song sounds super chaotic, right, when it first comes on. And then through this turmoil, they basically find enlightenment. They basically find, like, inner peace, you know? And the inner peace, this is my total interpretation of this. I have no idea if this is what the song means. But the inner peace comes from the realization that no matter what, you're a human being and you're going to mess up. And it's okay. And that's kind of what I got out of this song. Like, how he keeps repeating, I get up, I get down, you know? And this is something that I was actually very much relating to this song because I've been, when I was younger, I was very undisciplined about a lot of things in life. And as I've gotten older, I've tried to change that. But it's like if you have certain habits that you grew up with, you can tend to slip back into those habits, even if you're trying to change. And I think that's part of life is like the battle almost with yourself in a weird way. Maybe that sounds weird, maybe it doesn't. But and maybe it's like, I remember, Mark, and this is like the reason I like doing these episodes is because the music can bring out a lot of things beyond just the music itself, And I remember there was a time in my life where I had lost 100 pounds, and it took a lot of discipline to do that. And I got so disciplined, I started really practicing like stoicism, where I would deny myself pleasures on purpose to try to see how far I could push it, to the point where I would stop using warm water in showers on purpose. I would like just do random stuff. Like I would, not only was I not eating sugar, at one point I refused to taste anything sweet at all, like on purpose. Like doesn't matter what it was. And I got to be honest with you, that was probably the best best time in my life when I was the most disciplined and I felt the best about myself, like as a person. Because I felt like I could do anything, actually. Like I felt like I could literally achieve anything by just the amount of discipline I had. And I have to be honest with you, I've lost a lot of that since COVID, to be honest with you. I'm really struggling to kind of I was like, wow, I was like this before. How can I get it back, And every time I try and I fail, I really beat myself up and I get a bunch of anxiety about a lot of stuff and I become a head case is what I'm saying. But listening to this song, it actually made me emotional a few times listening to this song, especially in the middle parts towards the end. Like the last 8 minutes of this song is absolutely incredible. It's probably one of the best pieces of progressive rock ever made, this one song, I would say. That's my opinion.
A lot of people would agree with that.
I haven't listened to every progressive rock album by any means. I'm saying the ones I've heard, that I could say out of the ones I've heard. And I'm going to play a clip from that. And I really like the idea I do like how it's ambiguous personally, because I was able to interpret my own way from my own issues, my own mental problems. And really I was like, wow, I was like, every time I'm kind of going through it, I'm just going to put this song on. And felt kind of inspired by it, actually. And so this middle section I'm going to play a clip of, it seems like someone coming to the realization that I'm describing. And like the feeling of that where you can kind of let go of the fact that it's okay to be a human being and everyone's going to mess up no matter who you are. But it's not about that. It's a matter of realizing that and just really trying. And then the kind of enlightenment piece is really when you achieve some kind of inner peace and accept yourself for who you are. But that doesn't mean that you have to stop pushing, stop trying to be better. You always try to be better. You always try to improve. You always try to become a better person. But along the way, there's going to be pitfalls, and that's okay. And that whole message, what I got out of it, it could be wrong. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty powerful song. So I'm going to play a clip from this. Here we go.
It's almost the exact same timestamp I have. Yeah, I love this. I love this whole part, man. It's so good.
I get down, I get up, I get down, I get up, I get down.
I love how it comes back again. And then like I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going though. But what I love it is that it sounds like he's coming to the realization, and he's like he's really singing it like from the soul, you know. And then it has this like triumphant kind of church like sound, and then it comes back down again, and he's saying it again, you know. And that's like the fall again. That's what it kind of represents, you know.
It's a real pipe organ too in a church.
I can tell, man. It sounds it sounds
it's
crazy.
Very powerful. Yeah.
And then when it comes along again, the tone gets darker. I don't know if you noticed that, but of the pipe organ the second time around, and then it transitions to this more after the darkness happens. It transitions to more of a very happy sound. So it's almost like he's going through it, and then he comes out the other end, and he, you know, achieves. Kind of gets past what he's dealing with and moves on again, you know. And this is what we're gonna listen to.
I get up, I get down.
I love that.
So good. Right here.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's kind of finding his mojo. Yeah.
And then this part, every time, will never get old. So good. Rick Wakeman is an absolute animal on keyboards, man.
Anyway, well, there was some clips from Close to the Edge. I mean, definitely, if you've never heard this, I mean, hopefully that inspires you to go listen to it yourself. Because, yeah, what do you think about this song, Mark?
I just want to say, Troy, at some point you got to get Yes Songs, which is like the live album.
Okay.
Which is from the Close to the Edge tour. Mm-hmm. You got to hear this live, bro.
Okay. Okay.
It's if only I could have been there. If only I could have been, you know, not born in the 80s and experiences.
Okay. Right.
But I mean, like, I don't even really know like how I could even like really talk about how like impactful this song is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna start out by saying this album for progressive rock is literally the benchmark for all other progressive rock music. Every album or type of progressive rock is compared to this album. You know, somebody will be like, "Oh, it's no Close to the Edge," you know. So,
okay.
There's a cruise called "Cruise to the Edge," which is literally named after this song.
Wow.
And they invite prog bands to play, and they have a cruise and stuff. It's literally like the benchmark for progressive rock.
Okay.
I've listened to this album since I first heard it when I was like, I don't know, 15.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had to have listened to this album over 100 times. There's just no way.
Right.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
And it really doesn't ever get old either. every time I listen to it. Because like I haven't listened to it in probably a couple years because I kind of worn it out over time because I've listened to it so much. But after not listening to it for a couple years, it's just like it just comes right back to you. I know every single part. I like literally sang along to the entire thing. It's like jamming out in my car, like
Right.
just like just like playing like the keyboard on my steering wheel and then like the drums and stuff and just um this is a timeless album of progressive rock. It may not be my absolute favorite progressive rock album of all time, but it's 100% in the top 10, top
Okay.
5 probably. Um it'll never get old. I'll never stop listening to it until I die. It's just classic. And it's funny too because I wanted to say something too. Um how like simplistic the album cover is compared to like what's on it, you
Yes.
know?
Yep.
Like that's such an inconspicuous like album like cover. Like you're in a record store and you're going through albums and you see all these like crazy records and you see this and you're just like, all right, it's just like some green, like um
Yeah.
I would never think that it would have this just like unbelievably grandiose like 3 tracks on it and um yeah, and like back to what we were saying about the lineup too, like this is the Yes Golden lineup. Like this is like the 3 album like master lineup. Um because after this album Bill Bruford left to join King Crimson as we all know. And they made an album after this called Tales of Topographic Oceans, which I'm actually not a big fan of. I think it's very drawn out and pretentious. Um but Rick Wakeman left after that album. And then that's when Alan White joined. They're like the drummer they've had for like the longest time, who passed away I think last year, unfortunately.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so this lineup was very short-lived, but the 3 albums they made with this lineup are just like some of the best progressive music you could possibly hear.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I think the song Close to the Edge, I think out of all of the progressive rock epics, it's probably my favorite.
Okay.
I'm a Supper's Ready guy, but I think ultimately if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably pick Close to the Edge.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough choice.
I mean, the thing about Supper's Ready is there's instrumental parts in that are just like, I mean,
Goofy?
yeah, goofy, but also incredible. Like
Yeah.
the part there's like a 6-minute part that we said kind of like Metropolis Part 1 instrumental. The ending of that sounds like
Oh,
that whole,
Apocalypse in 9/8.
yeah, that whole part is just incredible. I mean, that song
Yeah.
is incredible. But it didn't necessarily kind of move me like this song did emotionally.
It's a
Yeah.
completely different kind of progressive rock too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's no real definition for progressive rock. It's just kind of rock music that incorporates other genres into it. And I
Right.
think Supper's Ready kind of incorporates like folk more. Um and like, like obviously both kind of incorporate jazz to an extent. Um but like, I said before like Supper's Ready has that really whimsical feeling to it. This has a more like saintly like feel to it, like a more um yeah, like saintly or a more like heavenly feel to it, with like
Yeah.
the organ. And he also used organ on another album too, on the late 70s one called Going for the One. They used a church organ again, and it sounds amazing on that too. Um, yeah, I just like it's really hard to compare like 70s progressive rock because I think all of the bands really had their own unique sound.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
um,
Well, anything else you want to say about this song?
what can be said about it, honestly? Not
Just
really
go, just
much.
go listen to it. I mean,
Yeah, seriously.
and listen to it. Excuse me, multiple times because an 18-minute song, it requires, 18-minute progressive rock song requires a lot of attention to it to kind of really appreciate it, and also, multiple listens and. You read the lyrics and you might interpret it totally a different way, and that's kind of the cool thing about the ambiguous style of lyrics. So, yeah. The next song is And You and I believe it's called. Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we can find it on this. This little playlist here. Okay. All right. Here we go. And you and I.
Okay.
A man can see the moment answers to the dream. Stay in the flowers daily, sensing all the themes. As a foundation left to create the spiral aim, a movement regained and regarded both the same. All complete in the sight of seeds of life with you. Changed only for a sight, the sound, the space agreed. Between the picture of time behind the face of need. Coming quickly to terms of all expression laid. Emotion revealed is the ocean made. All complete in the sight of seeds of life with you. Oh, come down to the process of the making of. We must walk into the cold down right again. Inside Mother Earth. We won't hide, oh, we won't tell you what you
So that was a clip from you and I, but I want to play a different part real quick so I can find it. I mean, there's so many good parts in this song.
Yep.
There's a one part that I'm trying to play.
That,
in particular.
that vocal part right there is
I'll go back. Hold on.
good shed a tear.
What's it? Okay. Tell me this part doesn't sound like Solitary Show?
Yeah, it sounds like an Irish Spring. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This part coming up.
It reminds me of like an Irish Spring commercial.
Yeah. Do-do-do-da-da. That's it. Yeah, it reminds me. I was like, wow, they were definitely influenced by this song when they wrote that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back a little bit though to your point.
The mini move in this song is so good. Yeah, this part.
mean, what's funny, Mark, is I'm just sorry, I'm playing clips here, but what's funny about it is I asked Mark, I said, Mark, what do you think I think about this album? Like, give me what you think I'm going to say about it. And then you didn't think, I don't think you, basically, I think I liked the album more than you thought I was going to like it. That's a simple way I can put it.
I
Yeah.
didn't think you weren't gonna like it. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna think it was not even overrated, just overhyped because
I see.
how many people talk about this album in like progressive rock circles. You know, like this is like the holy album. So
Oh, I see. I mean,
um,
maybe I don't know as much about that because maybe I'm kind of going. I mean, I know it's a famous progressive rock. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that, but I mean, I'm just kind of going into it a little bit blind and on a lot of it.
mm,
This song, while compared to "Close to the Edge," I don't think it's as good as that song, but I mean, it's a pretty amazing song. And it's a little bit of a slower burn, this song, than Close to the Edge. But if you're in for that type of this song is very like introspective musically. It starts off with that really beautiful acoustic guitar opening, which it returns to. I mean, amazing guitar playing on the acoustic there. And then there's this middle section that we just played a clip of. And then it kind of goes into this. By the end, man, the song was just incredible. Like as it keeps building by the end, and I was looking at the lyrics and what I got out of it. Again, could be wrong because I'm going with the first song. It's almost like a carryover from that song for me. The interpretation of it, where he's saying "you and I." I think he's talking about himself.
mm,
Now, I was reading some people's interpretation. Some people say, "Oh, maybe he's talking about God or whatever." Maybe. But to me, the first song is talking about finding enlightenment through yourself because he keeps referencing himself. I get up, I get down, those types of things. So I see this as maybe an extension of that song lyrically. And he's talking about himself like you and I. It reminds me a bit lyrically of that song, Me and I by ABBA, where you're talking about yourself.
yeah.
And if you're thinking about struggling with your own self, talking about yourself as another entity is a way of thinking, stepping outside of your own mental frame and saying, if you can see yourself more objectively, then you can almost start to talk this way, like you and I, and it's almost like, oh, there's some other person in my brain that doesn't always want to do what I wanted to do. Why is that? It's kind of an interesting, I don't know, I'm not a philosopher or anything, but I get out of listening to this, that's what it reminds me of. And I think it's a really, I think the song is incredible. It's a beautiful song, incredible song. So far the album is basically a perfect progressive rock album for me. What did you think of this song? Is there any other clips you want me to play?
There's he has like a Mellotron solo, which is cool, but you don't have to play that. It's fine.
Okay.
We've heard enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song and this album has the holy trinity of progressive rock keyboard,
Yeah.
It has Mellotron, Mini Moog, and Hammond organ all throughout, which is standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 3 songs, all what is Siberian Katru? How long? 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Like all 9+ minute songs, all perfect in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think this may objectively be the best program. I mean, you can make arguments. You could say, Dark Side of the Moon, maybe. You could say, a Genesis album, or you could say even like another Yes album, but I don't know. I think this album embodies progressive rock the best of any album I've ever really heard.
Even better than the best King Crimson albums?
I think so, man.
Okay.
I may potentially like King Crimson more as a band, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's like almost an impossible task, saying which one I would like. I had to throw one away and keep one. I don't really know if I could do that, honestly, because I don't think I could live without either. So,
So just to be clear, because I'm not saying I disagree with you, but just to be clear, so albums like Hemispheres, 2112, Moving Pictures, you think is better?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
and I love Rush.
Sure. 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 All right.
If I had to pick between Close to
Yeah.
the Edge and Moving Pictures, I think I would choose Close to the Edge.
Okay.
Just because of like what it stands for, how it's affected me over the years. This is like, yeah, I would say this is probably the progressive rock album I've listened to the most out of any album.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I've just, it's just, yeah, it's just like I don't even need to listen to it anymore because it's ingrained in my brain forever. Like it'll never. But yeah, it's just, it's a loss of words album for me because I don't even know what else I could possibly say about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark. This copy I have right here. My daughter's getting this copy. It's going to go in her. It's going to go in her record collection. And because I am going to get this weekend, there is a 45 RPM half-speed remaster of this album that Chuck has at Sky Valley Records, and I'm going to go buy that. It's $60, but that shows you how much I like the record. So I feel like this is a record that if you're going to spend $60 on a record, you might as well just do it on this one and just have it in your collection. So when you want to listen to it, you can.
I mean, this is the album when like you're getting into progressive rock. This is like where somebody like directs you.
Right, right.
And it's like, even the first time I heard this album, I had like, I don't know, I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I just, it was like, it was almost like being punched in the face, honestly. It was just like coming from listening to like, God, I don't even know what I was listening to at the time. Probably like Coheed and Cambria or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like progressive in their own right, but like just like that style of music, like I was like a scene kid and I would listen to like that kind of stuff, metalcore even.
Okay.
And then just to be introduced to this, which is just like a whole new spectrum, it's just like, it's like night and day.
Right. I thought you were going to tell me I went from listening to Cold Chamber right to this, and I was going to say, wow.
Cold Chamber. Wow, I don't think I've listened to Cold Chamber in like 20 years since I was like probably in high school.
Unfortunately for Cold Chamber, I don't think anybody has. So, yes.
Hey man,
yeah.
There's a lot of goths out there,
Yeah,
so a lot of mall goths out there.
I didn't even know that they were considered goth, actually.
I don't even know. I guess I don't know.
Okay, well, enough about Cold Chamber. Well, yeah, this song is incredible. Yeah, it's just an amazing song. I mean, go listen to this song if you haven't heard it before. Yeah,
you know what the funny thing is too?
Yeah,
out of the 3 songs on this album, this one's probably my least favorite.
Me too.
I don't mean least favorite. I mean, I like the other 2 more.
I don't know. This one and the last one are basically tied for me, I would say.
Yeah, fair.
It depends on the mood I'm in. This one is a slower burn. This was like a more introspective, slow burn song. If you're into that, this is the one to put on. If you want like a funky groove and rock song, then you get the next one, I think, which is let's play some clips from that one. Siberian Katru. Katru. Is there any specific clips you want me to play? Because I was a few things I had down, but
Yeah, you could play yours, and then I have one that I was thinking, but
the timestamps won't work because this is like a one song. So let's say. I mean, this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a harpsichord.
Yeah. I mean, I could play those songs. What other clip do you want me to play?
I like Steve Howe's solo at the end.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can find it.
Let me see.
Let's just play this out.
Yeah.
So, Mark, this one lyrically, I wasn't totally sure what this song was talking about. To be honest with you, like unlike the other songs, I felt like I had a beat on it, at least from it. So I didn't pay as much attention to the lyrics on this song, but musically, this song was like kick ass. I mean, from front to back, man, like. It's easy to pick out one musician and say, "Wow, this person's awesome." But as we said, they're all awesome. But man, the drumming is so good. The drumming, the bass playing, the keyboard playing, I mean, everything is good. It does kind of remind me of Dream Theater in that way. It's like, well, I just picked the musician. That's like incredible. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, this song is it's a killer song. I played some of my favorite clips right there. Yeah, what did you think about this one, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like this is, probably my second favorite track, and that's not like saying that I don't love I love all three tracks. It's just which ones I like more. One reason I like this track a lot is because I think it showcases how good of a good guitarist Steve Howe is. And I feel like he kind of gets like overshadowed on some of these albums, like because of, Bill Bruford and Chris Squire's bass.
Yeah.
And like Rick Wakeman, obviously, like just going ape shit on keyboard like the whole time. Like the dude's an animal. Like that's unbelievable. But like Steve Howe has like a ton of memorable guitar moments. This is like a very guitar driven album too. Like it's
right.
Sometimes it's hard to hear it in the mix, but especially on this song, like he's kind of going crazy at the end of there with that solo.
Right.
And like I appreciate that you kind of get more more of his sound on this song. I just like the flow of this song too. It's very upbeat and it's very like it's kind of like funky too in a lot of parts. Obviously because of Chris Squire with his bass, like just like five unbelievable musicians. I see the Dream Theater parallel. These are like virtuosic musicians on this album.
Yeah.
And the funny thing too is I was actually thinking about this as we were listening to this. Um, every member from this classic lineup of Yes has like a really good solo album.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
so that was like a big thing in like the prog world was to like make solo albums like in between albums or like, if they broke up or whatever. Yeah, so each member has a very good solo album. Like John Anderson has Oleus of Sunhillow. Um, Steve Howe has Beginnings. Rick Wakeman has Six Wives of Henry VIII. Bill Bruford has a couple jazz fusion albums, and then Chris Squire has an album called Fish Out of Water, which is incredible. I would say it's on parallel with like most Yes albums.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and then from Genesis, um, Steve Hackett has a solo album called Voyage of the Acolyte, which is like basically a Lost Genesis album.
Okay.
It's that good.
Hmm.
So so I think that's pretty cool in parallel with this album too, is like these guys are so like gifted as a unit, but they're also so gifted on solo albums too. It's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really crazy, man. Like it was really unfair to kind of really put like 70s music up against any other decade just because especially with rock music, it was like a renaissance, So
Sure, I can
um
hear that.
I'm get
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely getting off track here, so I gotta
No, it's
stop. But
okay. Well, what
um
one thing that amazed me about this, Mark, is about this album when I was doing some research on it, is it looks like at the time it became their biggest hit at the time. Like
mhm.
more, it sold more records at a time than even Fragile did, and that's mind blowing to me. This album is 3 songs,
Yeah.
three long songs. How is this
Yeah.
popping? Like I want to know. I want to live in the world where this was selling 1 million records because they sold 1 million
That's
of this.
that's what I mean. Like imagine like popping the radio on and this is playing and it's just normal. Like
Right. What happened?
I couldn't even fathom that.
Like what happened? I don't know. It's depressing.
I don't know. People lost creativity and got dumber and I don't know, among other things.
I don't know, man. I'm
It's
glad we
really
have
sad.
YouTube to have like channels where we could just say, hey, we don't care what's popular. We just do whatever we want. So listen to whatever we want. And this is an example of that. So yeah, this last song though. I mean, this song is great. The whole tune is great. We played some of my favorite clips from it. I am definitely going to buy the 45 half speed remaster. Probably this weekend, maybe even. Um, and I actually got a really apparently an audiophile pressing of what is it? 902. What is it called? What's that album called? The 80s one?
90125.
90125, that one. So I got like a very audiophile, like maybe a Mophie master. I don't know what it was called, but I got it at Sky Valley because I've heard a few songs from that record, but I've never heard the whole thing. But the songs I've heard from that, I think are like 10 out of 10 songs. Like I love those songs. So I'm excited to do that album at some point, I guess. But yeah, overall, my impression of this album is, yeah, definitely. I can see why it's considered one of the best progressive rock albums of all time. I can see that, even only after 6 listens. I'm really, yeah. I mean, I'm really glad, like, that I didn't just do a reaction to this kind of stuff because you can't appreciate it really. So I'm glad that we're taking these approaches, especially with this older music. And yeah, this album is quite incredible, and looking forward to more Yes albums. Actually, now that I do have Fragile on vinyl. I've heard, Roundabout, of course. I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
Mm-hmm.
Close to the Edge. I don't think I've heard the other songs on it, so that would be a first
Well,
for me. Yeah.
and then um you got Relayer.
Okay.
You could listen to Tales from Topographic Oceans, but it's 4 20-minute songs, so it's a bit arduous to say the
Okay.
least.
Yeah.
And then you got Going for the One, which is a return of Rick Wakeman. Great
Mm-hmm.
album,
Mm-hmm.
excellent album. And then you got Tormato, which is it's all right.
All right.
And then you got Drama though,
Mm-hmm.
which is that's when John Anderson left and the band The Buggles that did Video Killed the Radio Star.
Yep. Yep.
The two guys from that band Trevor Horn and Jeff Downes played on that album.
Okay.
Pretty solid album. I
Hmm.
think it's awesome.
Okay.
And then you got your 80s, yes, and then it's kind of all downhill from there after that. So
How was the just side note? How was the Yes albums after 90125, the 80s ones?
um I mean, there's a couple that are decent.
Hmm.
There's what's the one? So Union, I think, is the one where all of the old members are on it.
Mm.
Like every Yes member up until that point is like on that album,
Wow.
including like Trevor Rabin, who joined in like the 80s.
Hmm.
But yeah, like Bill Bruford returned. Um, Tony Kaye, who was their original keyboardist, returned. Um,
Okay.
and they all played on that album. I think
Wow.
it's decent. I don't
Hmm.
think it's like anything to write home about, but
Okay.
um, what's the one? Is it Keys to Ascension? I think Keys to Ascension is very good. That's like in the late 90s. Yeah, 96. Okay. Um, honestly, most of the other ones are not really too good, but so in 1989, I think, John Anderson, Bill Bruford, Rick Wakeman, and Steve Howe, um, while Chris Squire was still using the Yes name, they formed Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe,
Hmm.
and released an album. That album is very good, very
Okay.
good.
Okay.
It gets really confusing with all of this, because they got into like a thing in the 80s where like Chris Squire was still using the S name, but like the other members wanted to use the S name, and he was like, no. He's like, if you want to use the S name, join back, and they're like, no. So then they made that album, and then they all joined back again, and then they left. It was just, it's madness, honestly. Um, so yeah, I think the only original member that's still in the band is Steve Howe at this point.
Awesome. Well, um, thank you for sharing that. I'm looking forward to more Yes albums for sure. So,
Hmm.
at a minimum, the two I have on vinyl that I haven't heard yet, but I'll do the other ones too. So yeah, well, if you like this episode, please give us a like. We'd appreciate it. We do have a free music club. There's something called Discord. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's an app. It's free, and some people don't know apparently, and it's free. And it's basically like a text chat club. You come in there and you can talk to us, other fans of the channel, on our big music club and share music with each other, geek out about music. It's all free. The link for that will be in the pinned comment. So if you're a music nerd like us, that's the place to be. Also, what do you think about this album? What are your favorite songs? What do you think? How do you think this album ranks compared to other Yes albums and prog albums? Let us know in the comments. If you haven't heard this album before, go listen to it and let us know what you think. Of course, in the comments, the Discord, or both, whatever you'd like. And only about 5% of our viewers are subscribed, so it would really help out the channel with the subscription. And as you can see, there's a lot of prog on this album, on this channel, a lot of variety content, and of course, a lot more prog coming your way if that interests you. All right, well, until next time, Mark.
Later, proggers.
See you later. Ready to get started? Anything you want to say before we start?
Just the fact that it's long overdue.
Okay, well, yeah.
I
that's
also want
true.
to say that, don't quote me on this, but I think Yes is Geddy Lee's favorite band.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um,
Okay.
maybe
All
not
right.
his favorite, but one that he really admires.
I see. Gotcha.
Um, yeah, I just want to say that Yes, from like 1970 to like 1980,
Mm-hmm.
had like probably the most consistent string of albums of any like prog band, in my opinion.
Okay.
Um, every album minus like one, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
people love it, but every album from like 1970 to like 1980, you could even say maybe 1982 or whenever 90125 came out, is like every album's like very good or above. So
Mm.
so when you listen to those albums, you'll see there's a lot of quality there.
And there actually is a crossover too, aside from the Dream Theater crossover on this channel. Eddie Offord produced this. He
Hmm.
also produced an album we reviewed, Grassroots by 311, believe it or not,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny. But anyway, that's a crossover. And there's also
So
another
funny.
one. Go ahead,
It's
sorry.
funny that you say that,
Yeah,
because after this, we're going to be doing a video for Frida from ABBA,
yeah,
and her album was produced by a guy named Hugh Padgham,
yeah.
who produced a bunch of Genesis albums and Phil Collins and stuff.
Okay.
He also produced Sound System by 311.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so the collaboration's there, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I am familiar with that 311 album. Sounds really good, actually. That album sounds very good. Very well produced.
What, Sound System?
Yeah, very well produced album. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one from like the late 90s, right?
Yep, it is. Yep.
Does it have Amber on it?
No, it has Come Original on it.
Come Original, okay.
Yeah, that one.
It's like the green one with all the stuff on it.
Yep. They recorded. I don't want to talk about 311 on this episode, but that was recorded actually in Jamaica and written in Jamaica, believe it or not, and produced there. So, but anyway,
Yeah, I'm on.